Thank you, Madam Chair. And also taking this opportunity and thanking to all our delegates. And we, as a host country, had one concern that under current circumstances, there could be certain logistic problems. But once again, I'm thankful that all our delegates have taken the decision to come to Azerbaijan. And as regards today's topic of multilateralism, let me at up front say that Azerbaijan is a staunch supporter of multilateralism, because multilateralism is for the small and medium-sized countries. It provides equality. It also provides a voice around the table, and where we can also contribute to the shaping of the global or regional decisions, and also contribute to shaping of such a decision as a global space. But we should also here, I think, that to have a diversified approach to the agenda of the multilateralism while talking about the crisis in multilateralism. If we taking the broader understanding of multilateralism based on the UN terminology, first chapter is peace and security. Here we have a crisis. And in the meantime, there is another chapter of the multilateralism, social, economic, and certain technical areas of humanitarian chapters, where we have a certain success story that we can claim on that. First chapter, peace and security chapter, and it mainly deals with the UN Security Council and mandate of the UN Security Council, and also undemocratic and not well represented structure of the United Nations Security Council, and also lack of the global consensus and global cooperation and fragmentation and so on. As a result of which now we have very limited applicability of the United Nations Security Council to the global peace and security issues. From here comes a major question. But again, on some other chapters, we have a quite substantial success story. Therefore, for Azerbaijan, multilateralism is matters, and it's not just only in words, but the real actions as well. Let me just provide you with a couple of examples how we are treating multilateral agenda. When we joined the non-aligned movement, there was certain voices and criticism that non-aligned movement is an obsolete instrument, there is no validity. But Azerbaijan's chairmanship from the 2019-2022 provided that non-aligned movement is a viable institute that can contribute to the cooperation and collaboration among multi-dimensional regional cooperation. And COVID-19 was one of the test cases for that. And then Azerbaijan's real action also continued in some other multilateral frameworks. A couple of the examples from our recent history, COP29. And climate diplomacy, nevertheless, it was a new challenge for Azerbaijan, and we proved that we can provide an effective chairmanship, and COP29 chairmanship of Azerbaijan come up with an important decisions, but it was a carbon market issue and loss and damage fund and some other issues as well. And also, in our case, at a regional level, organization of the Turkic states, where Azerbaijan is taking an active role in further institutionalization and development of the structure. And even recently, we also joined the D8 organization, and we are also looking forward for further operationalization and functionality of this institution. But I agree with the previous speakers that with regard to the global multilateralism, key question here is a lack of the certain political commitment. That is a #1 problem. Second is the double standards and selective application of the certain rules, and including the norms and principles of international law. And therefore, and also third element, I think that certain multilateral institutions have their own share of the criticism, that's of the lack of adaptability. And even within I believe that everybody can agree, including our colleagues from the broader UN family, that sometimes we see that UN institutions in terms of instead of the cooperation, even competing with one another, and instead of using very limited resources, but there is a broader element of the competition among this institution. For here, at the current time, while seeing the certain unadaptability, unflexibility of the certain multilateral institutions, countries like Azerbaijan, we are switching to the broader middle power concepts.